Patrick here, Half Cheetah Will View. It is Thursday. It is about 5:30. So I better hurry up and get my football picks in. I was running behind. I'm trying to fix a repair in my basement. I have a leak in the basement, so I have to try to get that fixed ASAP. All right, so last week we were pretty adventuresome. We went out there and made some bold choices. Didn't all work out, but the main one did. And that's really the only thing that matters. The Steelers won, so they're now in third place at 4-3, and they have a winnable game this week too. But we'll start off with last week's record, which was 9-6. I went 9-6, 9 up, 6 down. So that pushes my overall record so far to 77 wins, 45 losses, and one draw, one tie. So let's get into this week's pick, shall we? New York at Indianapolis. All right, so I mentioned before about Tennessee being a little schizophrenic, but how about the Jets? They not only beat Tennessee, but then they came back and beat the Bengals. And that was coming off a week before where they got that ass beat 54-13. So they rolled out a new quarterback too. A gentleman named Mike White had a big game, and that helped. That led him to a win. He's now probably gonna be considered the new savior of the Jets, which ain't gonna happen. That's just probably a little bit of both. Cincinnati is probably a little bit of guilty of what they themselves were the victims of the week before against Baltimore. That is, they were taking their foe lightly. Baltimore, Cincinnati lightly, and now Cincinnati took the Jets lightly. You can't really do that in NFL too much. Some teams can, but not every team. And the Bengals, for as good as they are this year, they can't take anybody lightly. Everybody they play is going to be top drawer, and that's the attitude they need to have to win games. They lost the game earlier to the Bears. That's the game they shouldn't have lost. They did that too. They need to play like they did against Baltimore and Detroit. Otherwise, a team like the Jets can come in there and get you. So the first game tonight is the Jets at Indianapolis. Indianapolis had a hard game. They play competitively really well. They only lost by 3 to Tennessee at home. Of course, that game was interesting because that took Derrick Henry out of the season. He's done. He hurt his foot. He's gone for the year. But we'll get to that in a minute. It's hard to say. I'm going to go with Indianapolis by 3 points. That's basically the routine which you do when two teams are playing like this. That's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Indy beating New York, though New York will be a lot better. This could go either way. Okay, big game of the week, Cleveland at Cincinnati. Both teams are coming off losses. Cleveland lost to the Steelers 15-10, and of course we just mentioned the Bengals. The Bengals are still in the driver's seat in the AFC North, though, because they're 2-0 in the division. So, while I like to see Cincinnati win this game, for my friend Hobbs, because it's fun watching the Bengals, play really well. I do sense some sense of, I think they will. Cleveland is a hot mess right now. They're banged up. They lost Hunt. Now Odom Beckham Jr. is doing his usual midseason bullshit. Look at me, look at me, look at me. That's causing a lot of dissension. I do think Cleveland is in a sense of desperation mode. Why I would like to see Cleveland win this game, because that would help the Steelers. I don't think they will. I think Cincinnati will win, and I think they're going to win rather convincingly. All right. Next up, my favorite team to root, the underdog team, Denver at Dallas. Denver did snap back last week, as I predicted, and they won. They beat Washington, snapped the 4-game losing streak. Now they're facing Cooper Rush on the Dallas Cowboys. That's right. I said Cooper Rush, not Dak Prescott. Zach is hurt, and that actually gives the Broncos a fighting chance here. Dallas had a hard time putting away Minnesota. It really never did, only winning by 4 points. I'm going to shock the world. I'm going to go with Denver. I'm riding Denver. I like Cooper Rush as a quarterback, but I don't think he's seen a team like Denver defense. Now, of course, Denver could be really demoralized because they traded away the heart of their D, Von Miller. He got traded to the Rams for a playoff push, which is actually pretty cool. You know, the Broncos know that maybe they're not going to be the team to win Super Bowl this year, but the Rams, in theory, they're a threat to win it. And to give a guy on the downside of his career a chance to go out with a winner, you know, not every team does that. A lot of teams will hold on to those players to the bitter end. But I like the fact that they traded Miller away. They got a good draft choice, and Miller will get a chance to win a Super Bowl. But I'm going to still stick with Denver. I think they have something to prove. They have a chip on their shoulder now. You know, I think they're going to be fired up. It's going to be another low-scoring game. But I'm going to say Denver with the upset. Next, Houston at Miami. Whew, good Lord. Do we even care? Battle of the trash cans. Yeah, I'll go with Miami. Okay. Atlanta at New Orleans. On paper, you think, wow, you know, New Orleans went in there and they wiped out Tampa Bay. You know, they beat Tom Brady. Tom Brady sort of beat himself, throwing a pick six late. Sort of gave the game away. You know, New Orleans should have no problem at all. There should be a cakewalk. But Jameis Winston is lost for the year. He blew out his knee. ACL and MCL. So, once again, that'd probably bring in Taysom Hill, or the backup quarterback. Atlanta, not really spectacular. I still think New Orleans still has enough left in the tank to hold off a team like Atlanta, so I'm going to stick with New Orleans. Las Vegas coming off a bye week against the surprising New York Giants. We talked about the Giants last week. They shocked the world, and they really whipped up on Carolina really well. Or no, they beat up last week. Oh, they barely lost to Kansas City. It gave Kansas City everything they wanted and more, losing by 3 in a very physical game. Yeah, on the road too. On the road. I think coming back against the Raiders, it's going to be colder. Raiders are, they have to get back in the swing of things. The Giants are starting to feel a little bit more confident. I'm gonna go with the the Giants here. I'm gonna go with the Giants. I think they're gonna have enough left to beat the Las Vegas. Vegas looks okay, but of course with that tragedy of last week, Henry Rugg II being after he murdered somebody while driving drunk. Horrible crime. He's in jail. That could really just fracture this team up really, really badly. Not a good look for the Raiders. New city, same old Raiders. Sorry about that, John. Just calling it like I see it, buddy. So I do think the Giants are going to upset Vegas. All right, New England at Carolina. Yeah. Carolina did bounce back. I said they would against. I did say they would against Atlanta. They did. So they did bounce back. I like that a lot. It shows a lot of heart. Now they're facing a very good New England team. I like their heart, but I like the Patriots and Belichick a little bit more. New England by 3 over Carolina. Buffalo. Suddenly, Buffalo seems to be rather mortal. 5-2. and struggled to put away the horrible Miami Dolphins at home last week. They won 26-11, but that was that's cosmetic. They didn't put the game away till the very, very end of the fourth quarter. Miami hung around, gave them some fits. So this is sort of a key game for Buffalo. They need to come back out and wipe out Jacksonville. They need a big win. Jacksonville is everybody's cup of soup. So this is Buffalo's turn to get a bowl, and let's see what they do with it. I take Buffalo to win by at least 21. And if they do win by 21, I can see Urban Meyer getting the hook. I can see this being his last game. If they get blown out, that means he's lost the locker room 100%. Which I already think he has. But if they get blown out like they did against Seattle, including giving up an onside kick for a touchdown when you had no chance of winning, yeah, I see this could be Urban Meyer's last game. Minnesota at Baltimore. Baltimore's coming off a bye week too. Chargers are a little bit free falling right now. I don't know. You know, I just they lost against the Chargers. They're not playing particularly well. Justin Herbert had a nightmare game against New England. Couldn't really pass the ball very well. I'm gonna go with Baltimore to win. I'm sorry, Philadelphia. Philadelphia at home. Philadelphia, I've skipped one. I'll circle back to that for a minute. So the Chargers at Philadelphia Eagles. I like the way the Eagles played. They did what they had to do. They dominated the Lions. The Chargers are a better team, but they're free falling, and they're now on the road. So I think that'll be just enough to give Philly the edge. And I see Philadelphia winning this game in a really tight squeaker by 3 points. Minnesota at Baltimore. Yeah, I'm going to take Baltimore to win this. Baltimore now is, the team to beat. They're in first place in the North. They're the team to beat. So hopefully Minnesota can't upset them, but I don't think they will. I think Baltimore will win. Green Bay at Kansas City. Yeah, I'm going to take Green Bay in this. Kansas City still not looking like Kansas City. They eked out a physical win against the Giants. But come on, really? Are the Giants really that good to hang with a team that's supposed to be as good as Kansas City? No, not really, but they did. And it just tells me that they're just not the same team right now. They're struggling. Green Bay went in there upset. Not upset, actually. I actually think they just went in there and beat Arizona straight up, heads up. So Green Bay seems to be the team in the NFC now. They're in the driver's seat as far as I'm concerned. But Arizona is on the road against San Francisco, and I'm taking Arizona here. Arizona will definitely come back and beat San Francisco. Tennessee without Derrick Henry against the Rams at the Rams. Yeah, I'm going to take the Rams there. Tennessee is not the same team without an elite talent like Derrick Henry. It's just not going to happen. You don't lose a player like that and play a team as good as the Rams and win. Even if you play an inspired. Tennessee, they signed Adrian Peterson. Peterson actually did not play that well. Did not play that bad with the Lions when he got a chance. But if he's used wisely, in key situations, Peterson could be a pop. It could be all right, but it's not going to be enough to beat the Rams. And Monday night, the teams that have bye weeks this week are the Lions, which still lose. They're the only team in history that's going to lose their bye week. They will lose it. So you got Seattle, Tampa Bay, and Washington. Three of those four teams are going to the bye with a loss. So this is a chance for a little self-reflection to come back the next week. All right, the game of the week. Chicago at Pittsburgh. Two of the oldest teams in the NFL. For some reason, the Steelers have such a hard time playing the Bears. Always have. Always struggle with the Bears. Even when the Bears are shit, the Steelers still have a hard time beating the Bears. Could it happen this time too? Yeah, it could. The Steelers did not look all that good against the Cleveland Browns. They lost the kicker. They lost Boswell, but still, they looked terrible. That was a really close call on 4th and 2 for the Steelers to get the win. But for all the injuries that Cleveland had, and the Steelers still eked out just a 5-point win, I'm just not convinced still. The only thing I will mention is that Benny Snell caught a pass for 7 yards. He's one of our running backs. And Ballage carried one time for a -3. That's what we got from our second. That's what we got from our running back room, other than Harris. Yay! One back caught a pass for 7 yards, positive yards. Yeah, I'm still gonna take the Steelers. I'm gonna take the Steelers. I'm gonna, I got to, right? They're at home. It's gonna be another ugly game. It's gonna be another one of those, 15-10 type ugly things. No one's gonna be. It's ugly. It's not gonna be pretty. And I don't know who the Steelers picked up for their kicker to replace Boswell, if he's out or for long term or not. But hopefully they can find somebody off the scrap heap and he can do the job. All right, so that's it for my picks. I'll drop yours down below. Tell me what you think of mine. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm right. And yeah. If you liked what you hear, please consider giving me and the Cheetah a sub. We're 1/4 of the way to 500. We're at 425. Really like to get up to 500. That would be awesome. So anything you could do to help us out, yay, team. Hit the notification bell to let you know whenever we do a video or a live stream. And yeah, leave a comment down below. Like I said, let us know what you think of our picks. All right, we're out. We got things to do, people to see, and food to eat, and under the blanket to sleep. Well, that's the Cheetah. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Until then, peace.